And we're back. I just couldn't stay away. Isaac with Fun Football Pod. I got Link from American Football Network, both part of podcast. We're going to do an AFC South edition mock draft. I'm going to do Tennessee. He's going to take Jacksonville. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you being free to do another video. It's been a minute since we've done one of these, but these have been doing pretty good, and they're a lot of fun, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I had a blast with the two last night. I hope you can watch them. The only thing is we had some tech issues. My dad landed Jaden Daniels, and then the draft, this one, I goofed it up like with my mouse pad, and we had a couple, and the NFL mock draft base one, I think that's one I was on, crashed on me for the first time on my first mock with Peter in like the 6th or 7th round, which stunk. So what are you going to do? But anyways, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Yeah, it really stunk. Tennessee is an interesting team to me because they've had a weird free agency. So is Jacksonville, honestly, losing Ridley. But Tennessee went out and spent a bunch of money like they were a contender or trying to become like a playoff team. And I still don't know where they're at because of Levis. So, getting Cushenberry, getting Pollard, getting Ridley.
The funniest thing for me is the fact that the Titans traded A.J. Brown, who I don't think anybody would argue is worse than Calvin Ridley. The reason they traded him was because they weren't going to pay him. Now, 3 years later, they're giving Ridley $92 million after a pretty subpar season this past year, and the year before that, he was suspended the whole year. So,
no, I agree.
I don't know.
This one starts right away. No, I totally agree. Like it was like buyer's remorse. The only team that successfully traded an elite receiver away and somehow overcame it was the Chiefs, which I'm still flabbergasted that they traded Tyreek Hill and then won 2 Super Bowls back to back. But for every other team that's tried this receiver thing, they had buyer's remorse. The Packers are working out now, but they struggled the year before without Devontae Adams. And I mean, honestly, yes, the Chiefs, I can't believe they pulled it off, but the Dolphins are extremely happy to have Tyreek Hill. And the Titans, like you just alluded to, they've been missing A.J. Brown, and now they went and massively overpaid for Calvin Ridley. So, all right, I'm up with Tennessee. I am not going to do that draft, even though they get a ton of picks. I'm not doing that one. Getting 10 and 72 isn't terrible, but I see some guys I like on the board right now, namely Joe Alt. So this better be an elite. No, and it's not. So I'm going to go and reject. They do offer some decent trades on here. I just brought it up. They need a tackle. I actually think they could still use a receiver. They could still use another corner after getting Snead and Ridley, in my opinion. I'm not entirely sold on their depth at receiver, and I love Adunze, but you can't pass up Joe Alt here. If Will Levis is the guy, you've got to protect him. I'm not a McCarthy fan, so they could use Dallas Turner. Anybody could, if he ends up being half as good as we think. And I love Rome Odunze, but I'm going to go Joe Alt. It's the smart thing to do. So.
For sure, yeah, that's the biggest need for them and the best way to go.
And he's going to be like, if he's not good, I'm going to be shocked, So
yeah, for sure.
Like, so I think he's going to be a perennial.
I don't want any trades. I don't even want to look at him because I see the guy who I think I'm going with. Check the receivers though. Let's see who all's available.
Yeah, I'm liking the site more and more. Brian Thomas Jr. is available.
That's who I'm debating between him and Keon Coleman though.
I mean, I totally get it. I feel like Thomas is a little bit more explosive. Coleman might end up actually being the better receiver. But
I do too, and I feel like Gabe Davis is I feel like Keon Coleman and Gabe Davis are more similar, so I do want to go with Brian Thomas Jr. here. I feel like that's the one thing the Jaguars really need to replace. You have Christian Kirk, who's a good kind of slot receiver. You have Gabe Davis, who you added as one outside, but you did lose Calvin Ridley, and I think Brian Thomas would be the perfect guy to replace him with, and hopefully we can get us a solid cornerback with the next pick.
The Packers traded down there and took a tackle at 27. I don't know if you saw that. Dude, I'm really happy to do this with you. Like, you got me into these things. I'm not doing this one. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of fun, though. Okay. Let's just take a look at everything. Oh, look at that. Another tackle. Oh, my gosh. How is he available, dude?
I have no idea.
Wow. Oh, that's so
crazy.
Hard to pass him up. That's ridiculous. That's what? I don't know if I can pass him up. That's such a good pick here. They have a lot of needs. I'm going to look at receiver really quick. I don't know if I want. What's my next pick? 106. So I've got to wait a while. While I love Fatanu, and he could probably play both tackles, and that would actually give them 2 tackles to like lock down that line. The problem is, even for them, I don't see like I loved Newman. There isn't a big receiver here. I'm not a big Pollard fan. So I actually think they need someone to pair with him. They do have Spears, who I want to see what he's got. So I'm going to skip on Benson. They need help on defense at corner. Let's look at corner. Sorry, this is kind of tough because while I want to go tackle again, they've got to land this. And while they got Snead, I'm going to look at linebacker really quick. Cooper's available. And that's actually who I'm going to go with. It's a little early, a little bit, but he won't be there at 102, and he's my favorite linebacker of those guys by far. I almost went corner, but they addressed it with Snead, so that was my thinking. I think team building, it's not always best.
Not a bad.
Reject that.
Let's
That's
view
crap.
the next offer. I don't want that one either. So yes, for the Jaguars here. No, they decided they wanted to trade for Mac Jones instead. As their backup.
And you know what's funny? It's like, do they believe in Lawrence? Like, why did you do that? Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I don't know. I think it was mainly to do with the injuries that we saw with him last year, just to have a guy who has some sort of experience behind him instead of CJ Beathard. But let's see here for Jacksonville. What do the cornerbacks look like?
You weren't a fan of Beathard? You didn't like Beathard at all?
If Lawrence tears his ACL week 1, Beathard isn't the guy I want starting for 15 or for the other 16 games. Not that I would prefer Mac Jones, but I would take him over Beathard.
Defense, what do you want to see? Corner?
Let's look at the corners here for
Rakestraw.
Yeah, Rakestraw's the guy.
Well, you'll hear about it in a minute. She's a huge Max Melton fan. She loves him because he's Bo Melton's brother. You want Rakestraw?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I want Ennis Rakestraw. I think he's just he's a good cornerback out of Missouri, and I think he's the Jags. They signed, I believe it was it Darby, the cornerback, over the offseason, a veteran guy who can play inside and outside, but he's a little bit older. You want to get a younger guy in there to to really kind of develop a little bit and help out that secondary, because they haven't been a great secondary, and they lost Jenkins this year as well out of that secondary at cornerback. But you did get a huge signing in safety when they picked up Darnell Savage. So that was
huge. I almost just want to do I almost want to do a Packer, like something with you to talk all their moves, because I'm curious your thoughts. Because there's been so much stuff that's happened in free agency this year. It's been nuts. All right, you were up again because neither of us got a 3rd round pick. Or third.
Don't want that
late third here. No. Fisk is available. Man, you never need a defensive tackle.
Fisk is available,
and
but we added Eric Armstead. So I'm not sure that
you did.
I'm not sure that defensive tackle is a huge need at the moment for us with that addition.
I love these running backs, but they don't absolutely need one. They got Etienne. They got Etienne.
And we also signed Dearness Johnson.
So you could go James here at corner.
I could. I'm trying to think. Let's go look at what the offensive tackles are.
No, you took Rakestraw. Let's look at
look and see what offensive tackles we have. Not a huge fan of Fisher. He got destroyed in the pre-draft games.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the practice weeks. Let's take a look at guard. I know they re-signed Cleveland, but he only played 5 games.
Not a ton here. You got another pick. You got 2 picks at 114, 116. So one of those guys.
I like Isaiah Adams, but I'm not taking him at 96.
I actually don't mind these 2 guys either, but they'll probably be there in the next round.
Probably so. Let's let's go with Fisk here. I mean, it's still not a position that you're shored up at, and he's definitely the best player available here. It'd be hard to pass him up. If I got a good trade offer for somebody wanting him, I wouldn't have minded trading him, but the offers didn't come in like we had hoped for, so
Yeah. Okay, I'm back up with Tennessee. This stinks because I'm a big Will Shipley fan, and I'm looking at 3 running backs here, and they went out and signed Pollard, and I do like Spears. I saw some flashes. This is tough because they need to build up that offensive line heavily. They got Cushenberry, which was huge, and I've just addressed it with Alt, but I still feel like they could continue to buffer up that offensive line. I really do like Will Shipley and Braylon Allen, man. I know you hate me for going running back all the time, but at this spot, that they're falling. Let me look at my picks really quick. So I went Cooper and Alt. Okay, so I got linebacker and tackle. I still feel like they could use another corner. Let's just look at what's there. Kalen King is there, and I don't have a pick for a long time. And that's actually a pretty good spot. So is Kyrie Jackson, honestly. So I may have to pass on a running back. But my problem is I'm just not a Pollard fan. I think he's better as a complimentary back. And I haven't seen a ton from Spears. I think you're going to get the best out of Pollard if you have someone else starting or taking a lot of the load. And I don't know if Spears is it. So I'm going to go Braylon Allen. Just because I actually still think it's – yeah, it was – I love Shipley, but Allen's the dude, man. I think he's going to be really good.
for sure. All right. Yeah, no trades. So let's see. I've already who all have I taken?
So you took Thomas Jr., Rayshawn, and Fisk. Yeah, and Fisher just went.
Yeah. I think right here I'm actually going to go with Cade Stover. He's a good tight end.
Nice pick,
we do have Ingram, but I feel like Stover also gives you a lot in the blocking game in terms of running the ball that Ingram doesn't really give you. Nah, I'm going to pass on that offer. I'm going to pass on that one. And scroll down. Let me see the linebackers. Who's available at linebacker?
Got Jalen Ford and Knight and Casey and Jacobs and Eichenberg.
I'm gonna go with Tyrese Knight. I love that guy. I think he is a very good linebacker. I think he's very versatile, and I think linebacker is a good spot for the Jags to get some more depth at. I think that would be. I think that I would love that pick if the Jaguars could get a hold of him, especially with their second pick in the 4th round. I think that would be huge.
I'm just curious where both these teams are because Houston upgraded, in my opinion, so well this offseason. Jacksonville is probably the only team in the division that can threaten them, I think. I don't know where Indy's at. Honestly,
it depends on Richardson.
Spot. Tennessee's in a weird spot because it depends on if you believe in Lloyd. Or, sorry, not Lloyd, Levis. I just saw Lloyd's name. It popped in my head. Okay, we're in the 5th round. I've got Alt, Cooper, and Braylon Allen. That's an awesome draft. You've got, man, your picks have been fire. This is, if the Jags have this draft, you'll be set.
For sure.
Okay, so I feel like they could still use a guard, and I'm not Robinson's not bad. They could use a tight end as well. They need some help on offense. Yeah, they got Ridley, but they lost. Where did Hopkins go? He left.
Where did he go? I remember seeing him sign somewhere.
Oh, he went somewhere. He's not there anymore. I remember seeing it. Oh, I'm gonna have to.
Where did he go?
That's bugging me. I can't remember.
It wasn't Cleveland, was it?
I think it was.
No, it wasn't, because I can't remember if I have this in my head or if it really happened of him and Deshaun reuniting. I'm looking this up.
No, I guess he still is in Tennessee. Interesting. No, he's still there. He's just there with Ridley, which I still feel like they could use a receiver, but I guess not.
You know who it was? It was they were talking about T. Higgins or Mike Williams potentially going to Cleveland. That's who it was. I was thinking about reuniting with Watson.
Okay. So really quick, I'm going to look one more time. I got tackle, linebacker, running back. Corner, I've got Johnny Dixon here. He's not bad. Let's look at everything. Man. Look at defensive tackle really quick. Jordan Jefferson is there. I'm going to go ahead and take him. That was
Good
tough.
pick,
I almost
good pick.
got the line, but yeah, I had to do it. I had to do it. You're
All
back
right,
up at 153?
I think he's still there. Go look at edge, Javon Solomon. I want that guy.
Right there. There you go.
Absolute beast
Okay.
out of Troy. Love him. I think he's going to pair well and develop just extremely good under Josh Allen and
Nice.
now I can't think Travon Walker. I think he'll develop very good under those two guys. I think he can turn into a beast. And the Jags have really built up that D line a lot over this
They have. I'm just going to
offseason.
be curious. It's just going to really come down to can Lawrence take another step because now he's got another quarterback in the division that looks elite in Stroud. And I loved what the Texans did. They had forward-thinking moves, getting Mixon, going out and getting Daniel Hunter. I really loved what they did, fortifying
For sure.
That defensive line. That was exactly what they needed to do, and they're just going to continue to develop. Okay. I'm up here. I've got a guy in mind. Dang it. Eric All just went. I was going to take him. I like him. Darn it. That stinks. Okay, I know that's probably too early. I'm going to look at my next pick is 221. Joe Milton's not bad. I'm not a big Will Levis fan, but I guess we'll wait on that. Okay.
Only problem I have with that pick is that then you would have two quarterbacks that are the same play style, both just deep arm guys with not a whole lot of accuracy.
Exactly. I'm going to go and go Tommy Eichenberg here. I think they need a lot of help at linebacker. It's not doing it. There.
There we go.
I was like, not freeze on me. This happened to me the other day, and I should just sit here, and I was like, dude, I'm at the end of another one. Don't do it. And we're not live even. I was live and this stuff happened. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, so, that's rough.
Live is fun, though. I didn't check the comments, but it was too often, but it was cool because I was running it. I think you're next up, but I'm not sure.
Yes, at 212. And let's look at the wide receivers. Let's see what we got available there.
Lorne.
I like
Williams.
Give me Josh Cephas. That guy is going to be out of UTSA. He's going to be one of the bigger steals late in the draft. He's going to be one of the steals late in the draft. Cephas is just he's just an explosive guy.
I went Florney because he could be a returner and maybe he ends up being something at receiver. So I went Florney because I still think they need a younger receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. And honestly, I'm not a huge Ridley fan. I think they massively overpaid for him. Massively. He didn't deserve anything.
Cephas is going to be a steal. Now, go look at safety for me.
Okay. Safety, Hampton, Watts, Walcott Jr., Bradford, and Simpson is what I'm seeing.
Scroll. I think he's probably gone. Type in Kenny Logan.
Oh, he went. I'm wondering how you check on this one. Oh, Logan.
I thought he was gone, but I couldn't remember. I didn't pay attention to see. I figured he probably would be gone by this point.
Kenny Logan?
Yeah, Kenny Logan. He's going to be a late round gem as well. There he went right there. Yep.
Yeah, he went first pick in the sixth. He went early.
Yeah, he's going to be a dog. Let's see. Let's go back to offense. And let's look at center.
Not a lot there.
No, let's look at. Did I take a tackle earlier or a guard? I think I took a guard.
You haven't taken anything on the offensive line.
Actually, I didn't go any of them. Yeah, so let's look at tackle, and then we'll look at guard. I like Crum a little bit in this spot. Let's see who's there for guard.
Hergel and Monk. I mean Kingston.
I like Monk. I like Monk from Duke. I'll take him. Just a hard nosed, tough football player. And he can really move some bodies. And I think he's a solid depth guy. Um, doesn't
I'm
have
gonna
a
lie.
lot of injury history either, so that's good.
I got 2 more picks. I took 1 defensive tackle, linebacker, receiver, running back, linebacker, tackle. I still feel like I could use a corner, even though they addressed it. Let's just look. Johnson, I've actually heard of him, and he's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and take him as a flyer here in the 7th, and then
Good
I've got
pick.
one more, and then I've got one more pick. Yeah, I was like, might as well try it. I think this is my last one. Okay, let's see. All they need a tight end. Let me just see if that's the only one. Yeah, I didn't take a tight end earlier, right? Did I take a
I
chance on
don't
one?
think so.
No, they could use one just in case one pops. Who knows? I'm gonna take him. I think that's it, right? Let's see. Yep.
Yes, that's it for us.
Want to recap yours really quick?
Yeah, so with the 17th pick, took Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU. Then 48th overall took Ennis Rakestraw, corner from Missouri at 96, Braden Fisk, defensive tackle from Florida State at 114, Cade Stover, tight end, Ohio State. 116, Tyrese Knight, linebacker from UTEP. 153, Javon Solomon, edge rusher from Troy. At 212, Josh Cephas, the wide receiver from UTSA. And at 236, Jacob Monk, offensive guard from Duke.
Cool. And mine, Tennessee, I got Joe Alt at 7, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. At number 38 in the second round, Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker from Texas A&M. In the 4th round, running back from Wisconsin, Braylon Allen. At pick 146, Jordan Jefferson, defensive tackle from LSU. At pick 182, Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker from Ohio State. Pick 221, I believe that was in the 7th round, Ryan Florney, receiver from Southeast Missouri State. In the 7th round, cornerback from Fresno State, Carlton Johnson at pick 242. And the last pick for the Titans at 252 in the 7th round, tight end from Illinois, Tip Reeman. And guys, give us some draft grades. I just hit my goal of 200, but you know what? Let's make a new goal for 250. So please subscribe. Help me to hit 250 subscribers on YouTube. I definitely want to hit that by the end of April. So I've got a birthday on the 11th. Let's hit it by then. That'd be sweet. I'm 45 away. Help Link from American Football Network hit his next goal. Link, what's your subscriber goal? Are you over 1,300?
Hoping to hit 1350 by the end of April. I think I'm like 37 away from that one.
There you go, man. So everybody, I got a birthday coming up. That'd be a cool birthday present. And if you'd like to do any mock drafts with us, if you're interested, DM me on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Send me a DM. I'm the co-founder of Podcast Boys as well. So just let me know if you want to collaborate. And there'll be many more mock drafts to come this week, especially with Link. So
for sure.
Hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll be back with some more soon.